بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. اللهم لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. اللهم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. سبحانك لا نحصي ثناء عليك أنت كما أثنيت على نفسك. أنت المقدم وأنت المؤخر وأنت على كل شيء قدير. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. In the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most compassionate, the most merciful, all praise and thanks are due to Him, and peace and blessings be upon His beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. He who is guided by the will of Allah, no one can misguide him, and he who is misguided, no one can guide him except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We do bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is His messenger. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. اللهم اجعل جمعنا هذا جمعا مرحوما واجعل التفرق بعده تفرقا معصوما. You never know which word, regardless how Allah made it easy to you. Forget who is the speaker now. Any one of us listening to a lecture, to a khatira, to a speech, to a CD, video clip could be the turning point of his life. I am personally speaking with you. 42 years ago, I was in 10th grade, approaching 10th grade. Still, I have just finished my 9th grade. 42 years ago, I was going to the masjid in Ramadan just because it was very hot and I had nothing to play with, and none of my friends was close to me, and we did not have fans at home. It was very hot. I went to the masjid just because of the fans. Ceiling fans. Wallahi, this was my intention. I was not thinking about the prayer. And Imam and Shaykh, may Allah descend His mercy on his soul now, he decided to give a khatira after al-asr. This khatira changed my life. SubhanAllah, as simple as that. Has nothing to do with my plans, has nothing to do with my intention, by the way. Wallahi, my intention, I was looking for a good, nice, cold place because it was very hot and I was very thirsty, and it was Ramadan. And 42 years ago, no internet, no satellite, no computer games, nothing at all. Nothing at all. So I had to go to the masjid because it was the only place where I can have, ceiling fans. That's it. SubhanAllah. He started talking about how important to be thankful to Allah and to have the attitude of gratitude to the blessings of Allah. I felt shy from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and I felt really I have to repent because I was a little bit far from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So why I'm saying this? Today my title is The Art of Happy Marriage. I'm not a faqih. I'm not a specialist in Islamic jurisprudence. I'm not here to give you rulings and teachings. I'm here to talk about one of the biggest things. If we are able to fix it, we will fulfill the will of Allah on earth. When Allah decided to create Adam, what did He say to the angels? إِنِّي جَاعِلٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ خَلِيفَةً. What is the Khalifa? Successive authority, which means a group of human beings keep successive holding the commandment of Allah till Allah decides to end the existence of humanity. How does this happen? Through the reproduction. What is the institution which is in charge of the reproduction in Islam? Marriage, and only marriage. True or false? So when we talk about a happy marriage, we are not discussing fiqh, marginal issues. We are discussing one of the most important tools to fulfill the will of Allah on earth. Believe it or not. This is in case we share the same faith. Do we? Yes or no? Yes. As long as we share the same faith, this is a basic part. Is there any Muslim who does not know or believe in إِنِّي جَاعِلٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ خَلِيفَةً? or does not know that when Allah created Adam, this is what He told us that He said to them? Clear cut. So we are here, why I'm saying, because sometimes you might having some troubles at home. My wife, my husband, my father, when you know the big role that you are in, you will have how to deal with the issue. So, under this big, huge, serious, important, genuine idea, let's start. Now, I will be sending an encapsulated messages because the topic is huge. Normally, in my workshops, this topic, if I want to give it, to convey it in my way, it takes from me 36 hours. So I have now 40 minutes. So, can you imagine? So it's just quick encapsulated messages. So let's focus now. Now, message number 1. There are no magic solutions. What? We are not magicians. We don't deal with magic. We are Muslims. We deal with divine law, divine order. We deal with ahkam shari'iyya. We deal with regulations, sharia teachings, Islamic rulings. What does this mean? This is my first message. This means, if you want to talk about a happy marriage, if you are not married, be aware that what you are about to establish is not part of Harry Potter's books or movies. There is no magic stick. Kalas. Oh, hooray. No. You don't have it. There is a law by Allah. Allah laid down what we call sunan kawniyya, divine laws, regulations. If you want to have the fruit of an apple, you need to put the seed. The seeds takes years so that you can enjoy the first fruit. True or false? If you would like to enjoy having a son, even if you are the best person on earth, you can't have a son if you are not married. So, if I kept on, Ya Allah, Allahumma arzuqni waladan salihan. Ya Allah, give me a righteous son. Someone said, excuse me, are you married? No. But how come? Ya Sheikh, alayhi salam. No, Habibi. This is an idiot mentality of dealing with things. Allah designed this universe based on laws and regulations. Taban, Allah is able to let, this is called miracle. This is called karama. We are not discussing karamas and miracles now. It happened just by the decision of Allah in a specific limited situations. Allah decided to take the naqa, the she camel for the people of Salih out of the rock. Taban, Allah is able. But the normal law, you want a son, go and ask the hand of a righteous woman and be married, wait for 9 months, maybe 8 months, maybe 7. Less than that, most likely you will not have a normal child. This is the law of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's very normal. So when we talk about a happy marriage, we need to know the law, the regulations, the teachings, the rulings, the main guidelines. Type. What's next? If you apply as much as you can from laws, teachings, you will achieve as much as you apply. Like, for example, I want to have the best apple fruits. Take all of the advices of the world of agricultural plantation. Give the water on time. Protect your trees from the very cold weather. Put all kind of fertilization. Take care. شو اسمهم المبيدات الحشرية بالإنجليزي؟
pesticide.
Pesticide? Use this thing that he said, okay? You need to take all of these precautions. And you have done your best. After that, most likely, inshallah, by the law of Allah, you will have the best fruits. But Is it possible to throw the plant of the apple tree and without doing anything, a fruit could come? Yes. But the one who did his best with all of precautions, most likely will have the best better than you. Do you agree with me? So let's have a common logical sense based on our understanding of the law of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the first message. Second message. What is the main purpose of marriage in Islam? Very quickly. It's part the reproduction to fulfill the duty of worship. وما خلقت الجن والإنس إلا يعبدون. Verily indeed I have not created the jinn and the human being but to worship me. The word ibadah, we see that in the Jum'ah prayer, it means full submission and obedience. We are not discussing ritual. Rituals are part of the ibadah. The word abada, ya'bud ibadah, means full submission without any preconditions in Arabic language, which means, verily indeed, I have not created the jinn and the human being, but to obey me, to submit themselves for me. Right. Depending on that, marriage is part of fulfilling this will. So what's the importance of that? Okay, the importance of that, if you understand that the main purpose of marriage is to fulfill the concept of the ibadah, you will be part of a very big picture. So your priority will not be buying 5 houses for your kids, which is not haram. But the priority will be, is my coming kid prepared to be a worshipper for the one who created me and him or not? This is the priority. In the meanwhile, if happened to be, I was able to be a multi-billionaire in a halal way, may Allah give you barakah. But what is the priority? Depending on the perspective. Priority. I am part of the existence to be a worshipper, and my priority should be my kid out of this marriage should be a true submissive worshipper to Allah. This is the priority. Depending on that, I have to review my criteria in searching for my kid's mother. Are you with me? Are you with what I'm saying? Is it complicated or clear? Common sense. Right. Second message. Now, if you want to have a happy marriage, your reference point should be the same with your wife or your husband's reference point. Otherwise, house will be a disaster. What is our reference point? Allah, Islam, Akhirah. So when we have any kind of disagreement, فَرُدُّهُ إِلَى اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ, which means Islam. If Islam, which contains Allah, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Islamic jurisprudence, and the whole idea of ethics and teachings based on Islamic faith, they are not our common reference point, you are doing a mistake. This is a message for anyone who's planning to get married. If you have already, you are married, and maybe my talk will help you to discover the gaps. And you can fill any gap, by the way, no problem. Anything can be fixed, no problem. But understand the law correctly, no problem. Maybe I'm someone without any kind of diseases. I came to specialists in the health style of life, and I asked him what kind of life I should be leading to have the best healthy. You could be careful, eat such and such, drink such and such, sleep such and such, do excellent. What if I have some kind of chronic diseases? Is it khalas? I'm just waiting for death? Or can I fix some of my problems? I can. I can stop eating carbs. I can start walking. I can decide to go to the gym, and I can decide that I don't want to do anything. Okay, face the consequences, Habibi. Someone is facing, for example, diabetes, heart problems, And so he came to the, he said, look, you can't fix your problem, but you have to stop eating kunafa. And he said, no. إلا الكنافة. Whatever, okay. This is the advice, this is the law. Stop sugar and carbs. Otherwise, I can do nothing for you as a doctor. Said, okay, I don't care with your advice, but I feel upset. Why I'm facing the troubles? Face the consequences. Simple logic. Someone else said, let kunafa go to hell. I need to preserve my health. May Allah accept from you. This person took a decision and he decided not to fix his problem. The other person decided not to take the advice. It's not my problem or your problem. Now, next message. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad. You might be amazed from what I will be saying. I started learning Sharia as my first year BA, Bachelor Degree in Usul al-Din, the Foundations of Religion, in 1985. It's about 38 years ago. In my first years of studying, a full professor in Islamic jurisprudence, who then became the dean of our faculty from Al-Azhar, he was teaching us the personnels, or in Islam, the Islamic personnels, ahwal al-shakhsiyya. You know, the inheritance, the marriage, the divorce, these things. So at that time, I was still 18 plus, hardly started seeking the Islamic knowledge. So my knowledge was very limited. So he said the following statement. I will say it in Arabic, then I will translate the core of it in English, because at that time it was mind-blowing for me and it was a turning point in my life. This statement that I will be saying now. He said, I quote now, الأحكام الفقهية في الإسلام هي الحد الأدنى من الأخلاق. He said, the Islamic teachings, the Islamic rulings of haram and halal, they represent the basic minimum of ethics in Islam. I was shocked. I said, excuse me, doctor, what do you say? Islamic teachings, the minimum of ethics? I said, yes. You know, to be honest with you, my mind was not able to comprehend. How come? Because when you say, we want to apply Islam, Islamic teachings, ahkam Islamiyya, we are... No. He said, no. This is the minimum of ethics. Later on, when I started reading and attending lectures, and I myself starting to focus on the meanings, I came up with the understanding. I said, La ilaha illallah, how true this statement was. What's the meaning? The meaning that when we discuss fiqh, Islamic jurisprudence, we are discussing the fence, the borderline in which if we pass it, we are going to a disaster. That's why in Islam, in marriage, we don't discuss teachings and huquq and wajibat. This is for the people who are fighting. Before going to the fight, this is what prevents you from being violent and aggressors. In marriage, we discuss ethics. We discuss tolerance, love, respect. Close your eye. Okay? Don't be nagging. And these things. We don't discuss haqqi haqqak. Fight. This is an MMA session between husband and wife. Not, you know the MMA. Martial arts. Fighting. This is not marriage. So in our session, we will be discussing how a happy marriage basically does not consist on my right, your right. Secular, liberal, feminist way, not Islamic. So be careful about that, because many of our kids and many of our wives and the husband and wife, they became influenced and brainwashed indirectly. What is your right? My right? My haqq? Your haqq? Your duty? You have kada. You are discussing the bare minimum now. You are about to go to the fight, which is not Islamic. So we need to understand this. But next message. Now, your first mission in your family, especially I'm speaking with men now, your first mission is not to feed your kids. Your first mission is to connect your kids with their Lord. What? Rizq has been granted by Allah. لا نسألك رزقا نحن نرزقهم وإياكم. What? Sheikh, what do you mean? Allah has granted the rizq, the food, which means don't kill yourself. No, put an effort. The priority. Is it true that my kids are close from Allah? Do they know Allah? Have I put any effort to put my, what we say, Sheikh, technically, give me examples. Okay. I decided to come to Canada for whatever reason. Asylum seeker, better conditions. I want, and let's be fair, the majority of Arabs and Muslims, let's speak, I'm a Jordanian. Let me quote the mentality of people in Palestine, Jordan, Lebanon, Syria, most likely Egypt and Iraq, at least. I can't speak on their behalf. Ask any one of them. When you ask him, ask any man or a woman, normal. I'm not talking about Sahabi, normal, conservative, one from these countries, who's a Muslim by birth. Ask him, what is most important goals in your life? يقول لك تأمين مستقبل أولادي. True or false? I want to guarantee the future of my kids. Ask all Palestinians, Lebanese, Syrians, Jordanians who work in Gulf. Why you are here? Why you are living in 65 Celsius in Kuwait? مستقبل أولادي. The future of my kids. Am I exaggerating? Or this is the case in 99%? Type. Try to break down what is the definition of مستقبل أولادي. The future of my kids. Break down. House, apartment, university, car, marriage, etc., etc. True or false? Billahi alaykum, what is the percentage of those whom you witnessed from Arabs and Muslims? I'm talking about those who pray, who know Allah. I'm not talking about secular, liberal, and non-believers. No. Their priority in their life, planning, thinking. When he decided to come to Canada, his first priority in finding the city and the location, whether it's close to a masjid or not. His first priority when he was thinking about his salary, can I pay for the Islamic school or not? If I can't afford an Islamic school or there is no Islamic school, does this nature of my possible work give me time to sit with my kids in homeschooling or not? What is the percentage of us who think in this as a priority? By default, which means his mind is established on whatever comes to him. His by default mind, no, sorry, I can't. No, because blah, 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 by default. What's the percentage? This is what I'm discussing. This is what I'm discussing when I speak. My point is a happy marriage. Happy marriage needs a big surrounding conditions. Way of thinking. Perspective, foundations, priorities, decisions, laws, faith, acceptance, practical. It's not just a wishful thinking type. Next message. As I told you, I'm giving encapsulated messages. I'm not explaining everything in details. Next message. For us, a happy marriage by default means family. Because as Muslims, we are highly encouraged to have dhurriya, to have offsprings. True or false? Because come say, wait. I want to enjoy my life. and I want just to enjoy halal marriage and have the sexual relations. Okay, it's not haram. But who told you our ultimate goal is just to enjoy this? We have just said it now. Our ultimate goal is to be ibadillah. One of the way we fulfill it, going to the institution of marriage. If we are in a happy marriage, by taking in consideration the conditions, we are fulfilling better the will of Allah. So therefore, to plan as ummah, just to live alone, to enjoy my life with my wife, is not part of the ultimate Islamic thinking. A family is a by default thinking. Is it acceptable for some people to think to have a wife or a husband without kids? As individuals, it might be acceptable, but as a decision, as a norm in the ummah, it's very dangerous, unacceptable. Because otherwise, who will be holding the message to humanity of Islam? Who? And this is the problem of the West, by the way. Do you think many Western countries, they are welcoming, in some cases, refugees just because of the human rights? Seriously. Do you think France and Britain, Germany, they are welcoming refugees just because of the human rights? Do you think so? Or you have an idea? What could be one of the main reasons? Population. No population. No workers. No worker. No youth. No men. Who will run the factories? Who will do the infrastructure of the new houses? Who will pay the tax of the retired, people? This is one of the main reasons. But okay, let's go and analyze why they have reached to this result. Yalla, go back tens of years back. When they decided to be secular, detach religion from life, from state. Okay, then we became individualistic, liberal society. My priority is myself, my desire. If you come and analyze an average European person, nice, good. What is the priority? To lead a happy life. What is happiness? Enjoy good salary, good, nice, beautiful girlfriend, good, nice car, very beautiful weekend, going to a pub, have a very nice drink, enjoy a movie, go and sleep with your girlfriend, enjoy some drugs if you can, or you are allowed to do so, with some kind of weeds, go and sleep, wake up early Monday morning, go and work, pay tax, enjoy the bankers. When death comes, may Allah be with you. The story is finished. We Muslims do not accept this perspective, simply. That's why we are not welcomed. Because we have a big alternative of happiness. We have much more beautiful alternative. We have nice family, but it needs conditions. Nice family based on the idea, it's not just women must respect men. That's true. But men must be men. No porno sites. Lower your gaze. Respect the qiwama. We have the qiwama. That's true. What is the qiwama? Qama al-amr. Caretaker. Holding responsibility. Which means by default, look, when we speak about qiwama, for example, the understanding. Qiwama means he's in charge, he's responsible. Responsible means what? Have full ultimate authority for the sake of authority? Or responsibility means take care? Which means, if your wife is angry, screaming as part of her nature, 5 kids, you yourself, you have a football team of kids, you want. This means your wife will be very nervous 24/7 because she's taking care of your 12 kids. So it's very normal, your wife will speak loudly in your face and she will scream in your face. You are the man holding responsibility. You are the one who should be patient, not her. So when she tells you out of anger because of your 12 kids screaming, you say, إذا إنك زلمة طلقني هلا. If you are a man, divorce now. You have to be a man, and you smile in her face, and you say, my love, wallahi, you deserve a hug. Wallahi, this is the qawama. Seriously, this is the qawama, holding responsibility. Do you know where I derived this from? Focus with me. Do you know the original sin? Have you heard the concept of original sin? Which is the core point of the faith of which religion? Christianity and Judaism. But Christianity the top. The concept of original sin, which is based on the idea that Satan convinced the woman, i.e. Eve, to eat from the tree. She ate, and I'm quoting the Bible now, okay? I'm quoting the Bible. Because it is believed, according to them, that Satan convinced Eve. Eve ate, and then she convinced her man to eat, and he ate. They were punished and kicked out, and Allah decided to punish the woman in specific. According to the book of Genesis in the Bible, part of the punishment of the woman, she will be suffering from the labor eternally up to the end of life as a punishment for females because she pushed her man to eat. Now, it has been developed through many historical things in Christianity that this original sin is inherited. So according to Christianity, we are born sinful. Okay? So to be cleansed from your born sinful, you have to believe that God has decided to incarnate in the body of a human being. Therefore, they believe that Jesus Christ is God's incarnate, or God in a human form, regardless, which is called Trinity. Now, if you believe that this God was crucified on the cross for the sake of redeeming you from the original sin, you will go to the heaven, okay? Now, the whole idea of crucifixion and believing in the crucified God or Son of God is based on the idea of... Are you with me? طيب, just to give you how great Islam is. When Islam came after hundreds of years of females, of human beings on earth, Allah sent in the Quran the following simple, beautiful ayah. فَوَسْوَسَ لَهُمَا الشَّيْطَانِ. Satan has whispered to both of them. The ayah continues, فَأَكَلَا مِنْهَا. They both ate from the tree. Wow! It's a final decision of the court that the woman was not responsible. Now let's come to my citing point of the story. When Allah declared the final decision and He was sending the sentence to the person in charge, He said, وَعَصَى آدَمُ. Where is Eve? Allah said, وَسْوَسَ لَهُ مَا أَكَلَا مِنْهَا. So they both were exposed to the waswasa, whispering. Both they ate by a separated decision. When Allah decided to address the person Adam, in what we call in the shade of understanding the ayah, في ظلال فهم الآية, as if Allah is telling us, it's my words now, okay? Not the Quran, my words. As if the Quran says, in our simple words, you want to be the man, you want the qiwama, you are in charge. It's your responsibility. Because if you said no, nothing will happen. If you said yes, you have responsibility. That's why sometimes a mistake might happen by any employee in a big ministry. The minister immediately resigns. Why? Because he is called what? Mas'ul. Person in charge. La ilaha illallah. So this is how we understand the concept of qiwama in Islam. How many Arabs understand qiwama? Technically, practically, to the best of your knowledge. Technically, how they understand it? Authority, violence, power.
Really power.
Misusing of the power. Technically, practically. That's why we need to understand our Islam. That's why we keep, it's a vicious circle. Men, they need genuine Muslim women, and women, they need genuine Muslim men. But men as well need genuine Muslim. They need a woman who respects Allah and her husband, and the woman needs a man who fears Allah and take care of his wife. So both cases, we will keep in this circle. Yes, no, he, she, he, both. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You respect Allah, she respects Allah. Both you will have happy marriage. So this is the message. Now another capsulated, very quick message. I'm giving you, like as I called it, encapsulated messages about laws, regulations, ideas, concepts. I'm not giving anything in full details because the time is very limited. Now, another message. Your possible, God forbid, but it's possible, your poor choice or bad choice 10 or 15 years ago in choosing your spouse, if I'm addressing you as a man or you as a woman, I think you have sisters listening to us, huh? Yeah? Your poor or bad choice 10 or 15 years ago, please don't blame Qadar and Allah on that. It was your choice. You might have made a mistake. Yes, let's fix it. You know why I'm saying that? Because some people, for whatever reason, we see, by the way, part of my job in my life here in Canada, and back in Jordan, I used to be a university professor. I'm just an academic who teaches at university. Here, part of my basic job that I do family counseling and marriage counseling in specific. So I receive tens and hundreds of cases. So when we receive a case, they are married since 17 years. She is at our office crying, complaining that he does not fear Allah when he's dealing with her. When you ask her a simple question, when you decided to get married home, have you asked about his deen? No. Did you care whether he goes to the masjid? No. May Allah be with you. Maybe she has repented now, no problem. But you want me, the sheikh, in a magic solution? You have decided to marry from a husband who does not pray, who does not care of Allah himself, to care about me, the sheikh in the masjid? You got my point? So do you think that I have I don't know, ruqya? Khalas, sheikh, can you do ruqya for my husband? For what? Because he's a very bad husband with me. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Wallah, maybe 10,000 ruqya will not work with him. Because he himself does not care with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But you can fix it. You can fix it. But you need to know the full system and to go through. Like me, that's why I said, for example, like if I made a bad choice and I discovered that I have a very serious health conditions in my body, and for example, I was warned that I'm a pre-diabetic. Be careful. At any moment, you'll start having the insulin injections, which really will affect your life. So be careful. What shall I do? Stop the carbs, walk half an hour every day, do such and such, whatever. It's your decision. You can fix. But you will pay the price. You have to pay it. طيب, another message. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد. From the very beautiful regulations that we need to know to have a happy marriage, to have a good idea about حقوق and wajibat, duties and rights. We are living in a very tough, secular, liberal world. So most of the time, people in general, they keep talking about rights. But what about the duties? It's your right to do such and such. No, it's my right to do. But what is your duty? So as a Muslim, if you want to have a happy marriage, before doing anything, before judging your spouse, ask yourself the following question. Am I someone who is looking fairly to the duties like the rights? If not, fix your problem. If yes, at least we have solved 50% of the problem, which is yourself. Now, if you started to be fair in rights and duties about yourself, easily you will be a high ethical person. You will be accepted by the other part, which is your spouse, your husband or your wife. Because one of our biggest problems, many of us, we said the people, they keep thinking about their rights, but no one discusses the duties. And this is the beauty of Islam. Yes, I have rights, definitely, but there are duties as well. Right. Next message. If you want to have a happy marriage, you need to realize that there is a difference between male and female, men and women. Regardless what liberal world thinks, there's difference. That's why we have difference in the ahkam. That's why we have different rulings. Now in Islam, we don't believe in the complete equality, because complete equality means injustice. We believe in what? Justice. Because of that, now men and women, they do share a lot of areas. Both of them can be believers and non-believers. Same accountability. Both of them can be generous and mean or stingy. Same accountability. Both of them can be righteous or biased. Both of them can be truthful or liars. But there are some kind of specific things has to do with their rules. The one who is in charge of bringing the bread to the house is the man. So therefore he was equipped with some kind of exceptional nature to be able to go outside and to fight all the time to bring, and he is the one who is in charge of protection. So in our understanding as Muslims, it's like having a very nice company, very powerful company. You have a CEO at the end, you have a spokesperson, you have a president. Why do we accept in our business world, secular world, civilized world, to have a president for any company or a CEO? Why? When it comes to the most important institution on earth, i.e. marriage, no, they must equal. No. Someone has to be a final decision maker. Imagine that in the world of business, economy, politics, there is no president or CEO or boss or leader. What will happen? Chaos. Wallahi, full destruction. Wallahi, full destruction. Forget religion now. Forget marriage. Try to apply the claimed concept that they must be equal in everything on politics. Imagine there is no minister for external affairs or foreign affairs and internal affairs, and they are always equal with the same decisions. The country will be destroyed completely. Imagine there is no president. Imagine there is no prime minister, because all ministers should be equal. What? Who will take the final decision to wage a war against the enemy? You need, okay, we will consult. We will have tens of debates, but at the end, there is a decision maker. There is a spokesman. There is a representative of the institution. In our understanding, the final external representative of this institution is the man. Why do you have economy, in finance, in everything, and we do not accept in this institution? Why? It's a logical question. It's not an emotional question. By the way, it's not a religious question. It's a common sense question. If you want to be a Muslim, this is a decision. Right. But this is based on a lot of other things. Now, When I speak about men and the woman, the other side of the coin, you have the right of qiwama, you are a final decision maker, but this has a precondition. You are the caretaker of everything. And you should not push your wife to work. You should not misuse your power to make her life hell. And you, sister, you are the caretaker of the internal kingdom. You are in charge of making the house from inside real kingdom of Jannah. This is your responsibility. No, Sheikh, my responsibility, أنا بدي أثبت ذاتي. You know بدي أثبت ذاتي؟ كيف نترجمها بدي أثبت ذاتي? I want to prove myself. Prove yourself. حجة for who? Islamically speaking, I want to prove myself. Are you aware that you are married? Yes. You have kids? Yes. You have taken a decision voluntarily to choose this man as your husband? Yes. But I want to prove myself. حسبي الله ونعم الوكيل. Prove yourself for and yes, this is the end result of the brainwashed of the media. You know, this is the continuous brainwashing of the Egyptian and Syrian and Turkish drama. Wallahi, because they sit for hundreds of hours all the time. MBC alone is able to make 90% of Arabs, to make them from inside complete non-Muslims through the drama. Wallahi, they destroy completely the whole constitution of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in our minds. You need to understand. I'm giving you just quick messages, by the way. Another message. One of the most Sheikh Yasser, خبرني أنا إمتى لازم أوقف. And I don't know where to stop. Wallah, I don't feel the time. Because you know, we have an expression in Jordan. I hope you will understand the Arabic language now. In Jordan we say لا تعطي مرة تليفون ولا شيخ مايكروفون. Untranslatable. Both of them, they are a disaster. التليفون مع المرة والميكروفون مع الشيخ. Both of them, they don't stop talking. So it's our weakness point. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد. Now, the other very quick message, and I might maybe have two messages. I will choose out of, I put about maybe 15 to 20. I will choose another two, maybe I will stop inshallah. So just an example. The importance of the healthy communication. From my experience, as someone who is practicing Islam since 42 years, as someone who is dedicated to learn and teach Islam and sit with people in masajid and says, Alhamdulillah, I have visited 30 countries in my life, about 300 cities, and I taught in 12 countries, and I lived in 5 countries. So I spoke with thousands and thousands and thousands and literally of Muslims. When I come to the problem of houses, families, marriages, if I'm not exaggerating, number one problem in my estimate, especially the Arab world, I can't say all Muslims, but definitely Arabs, lack of communication. They don't talk. They don't speak. They live as Romeo and Juliet before engagement. After marriage, they are two robots. She works at home like a robot. He works outside home like a robot. It will end up as a very empty institution. They will start fights and they don't talk. And I'm talking about healthy, high, ethical communication on daily basis for hours. What do I mean by this? One of the best, most important, genuine reasons to have a happy marriage, you have to put high priority. The one whom you have chosen to be your partner, your spouse, should have the highest percentage of quality time in your life. Please take a decision. If you did not listen to anything I have said since the very beginning, delete everything, just take this one. Highest percentage of quality time, discussion, sympathizing, listening, discussing, arguing, debating, call it whatever you want. Time of healthy communication based on respect, sympathy, understanding, trying to understand, discuss, agreement, disagreement with high ethical level of disagreement. If this is the base, believe me, wallah, with the intention that this should be done for the sake of Allah, you will have the best happy marriage even if you have a problem every day. Even if you have disagreement on an issue every day, yet you will have a happy marriage. Because simply the tool, the methodology is the best to reduce whatever happens, whatever comes to the minimum. Why? Because you speak. Now, one of our disasters, we've been trained and brainwashed that we control ourselves. We communicate nicely with everyone else outside, at work, in the street, we smile. If you have troubles with customers, if you are working, customers, yes sir, sir, thank you, yes sir, thank you. We smile. طيب, I went at home, كشرة. شو الكشرة بالإنجليزي صحيح؟ frown. كشرة. طبعا Arabs, they are specialists in this. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد. Especially, I can't be proud of it, but Jordanian, they are on the top. يعني والله, unfortunately, this is true. You're proud of what?
هيبتنا كشرتنا شيخ.
يعني لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. يعني I have to admit, we have this problem. Wallahi, we have it. Seriously, we have it. We have it at homes. The husband, they don't speak, they don't sit, they don't smile, they don't listen. Many of them, they say, أنا فاضي يا زلمة, أنا مشاكلي برا, أنا فاضي للنسوان. What? This is not niswan, this is your wife, حبيبي. ها؟ sorry. Translate. كيف أترجم نسوان وحبيبي والله untranslatable. أصلا our sisters, they don't like the terminology niswan. But I'm saying what they say in our accent, they say. I mean, my point, I'm talking about very important, healthy, faith-based, ethical, respect, communication between husband and wife. I tell you, after 42 years experience of sitting with people, they have problems. Number one, lack of healthy communication. At homes, I'm talking inside homes, outside, for many reasons, because of the salary, because of, we might be using hypocritical attitude. I'm talking inside home, because khalas, it's my house, I don't care. No, we have to care, especially between husband and wife. Number one, if this problem is solved, everything else is marginal. In the base of the big picture that I'm trying to portray. You know, that I have highlighted from the very beginning. Now, let me finish, choose one out of 7. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد. Okay. I put like a quick title here, which is, I call it, be careful from the destructive behaviors in the happy marriage. Be careful. Give you an example, what do I mean by, in Arabic they call it احذر من مدمرات الحياة الزوجية. Be careful, be aware not to fall into the trap of destructive behaviors. Very quickly, give you examples and I will finish inshallah. Example number 1. قال إبراز العيوب وإغفال المزايا, highlighting the defects and ignoring the advantages and the good things. If you want to have a happy marriage, don't keep, this is called the eye of the fly and the eye of the bee. Do you know this example? They use it. They say, you know, bees and flies, both of them, they are insects. When they fly, they have nearly the same size. They fly in the same level. Flies, they keep looking to garbage. Bees, they look to what? Flowers. Subhanallah. Bee and a fly. Oh, flowers, garbage, rubbish. Flowers, garbage, rubbish. She decided to focus on flowers. But what's the example? You as a husband, you as a wife, keep focusing, or don't focus on the defects points. You've done such, you said such. Yeah. This is a golden rule between two spouses and between you and your kids as well. Don't focus on the defects. Highlight the good, nice things. Golden rule. Second one, example. Don't keep silent about problems until they get worse. When you witness the beginning of a possible problem, deal with it immediately in a wise way. Don't leave it. Don't close your eye. Don't keep it for the zaman and Allah will solve it. La la la, baby. She's complaining about something. He is complaining. He is giving you an indication. I feel unhappy because of this. Don't ignore it. Second time, don't ignore it. Don't ignore it. Please, please give the priority. Because when the disaster happens, you might not be able to go back to fix it. This is another golden rule for a happy marriage. Always chase and follow. Whatever happens, solve it at the very beginning before it becomes worse. And another one, metaphorically, we say from the magical keys that solves 95 up to 98 of the problems. Do you know what is it? Apologize. Say I'm sorry. By Allah, I ask you, what is the percentage of Muslim and Arab men when they know that they have done a mistake, they say sorry? For their wives in specific. This is my question. Can you give me from your experience in your society, what's the percentage of men when they make a mistake, they say for their wives, I'm sorry? Please, I need to hear answers. Give me what you witnessed from your experience, the percentage in your community, your society, your relatives, your tribe, your people, your country in general. Give me just percentage, just numbers. Give me numbers. 5%. Come? 5%. 5%. 5. 2. 9. 90? 90% in your community, they say, sorry?
Men for the hair one, shorter ones.
May I ask which country you are from? It's too... It's not... Seriously, 5.59%. What do you think?
50% from India.
50% in India. 5. Look, 50? Which country are you from? Pakistan. But let's ask Arabs just because really I know this. I said it. I'm talking about Arabs in specific. My question. Because I know. But this is a reality. The majority of Arab men, when they do make a mistake, which is possible, you are not an angel, you are not a prophet. Normally, I do make mistakes. Use this beautiful solution. Sorry. Just sorry. أنا آسف يا روحي. آسف يا حبيبتي. سامحيني. قسما بالله, the most tough woman on earth will accept it from you. Wallahi. By the way, generally Muslim women and Arab women, unless those who are very influenced with feminist movements, wallahi, when you say sorry, you have cleansed her heart 95% of the times. But I mean, it's not part of our culture. We don't say sorry. That's why I'm giving an advice. Try to train yourself. Say sorry. طبعا you will be a top professional if you say sorry, even though the mistake has been done by her. Oh my God. Oh my God. If she is the one who made the mistake and you apologized, خلاص, you won her heart. Full control. Wallahi, ethically speaking, I'm not joking. Wallahi. But this is, simple things. Because we are talking happy marriage. One of the golden keys, say sorry. But what if, more than that, I made a mistake? Sorry. Smile. Hug. Dinner. Gift. Wash the dishes. You will be the king. Wallahi, okay. My style sometimes might be in a stand-up comedian way. It's just the style. But wallahi, I mean it. I mean it. It's a golden rule you made. Now, let me finish with this simple example. Because as I told you, this is part of a course that takes me 36 hours. Finally, who's our qudwa in our life? Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Wallahi, if I have full 10 intensive hours continuously without a break with you, just to highlight what Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to do with his wives in terms of happy marriage, I will not stop. I will choose just one example out of tens. I'm giving you an idea about Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And I believe that 70 to 90% of the solutions are under the hand of men, not women. This is by nature. That's why Allah said, الرجال قوامون على النساء. So therefore, if we understand Islam well, we applied well, we felt our responsibility. I'm not saying women, they have no share in making happy. No. At the end, if God forbid, if she decided to make your life hell, he said it, Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un. But I'm assuming that a Muslim is looking for a true Muslimah, and a Muslimah is looking for a true Muslim. So both of them, they have the same reference. They have miscommunication. Okay, we know how to solve it. They have misunderstanding. We have ethical standards. They have come down of whatever, this kind of misses, okay? Misjudgment, misunderstanding, miscommunication. Everything will be solved because we have a bigger goal, the worship of Allah. Imagine if our big slogan at home was, we must all go together to Jannah. We will be able to minimize any kind of dispute or problems. By this, you will have definitely a happy marriage, inshallah. May Allah accept from all of you. Jazakumullah khairan for being an excellent listeners. Barakallah fikum. I think Dr. Yassi want to ask something. I finished. Assalamu alaikum.
Maybe one last point that I felt.
Afdal. Because
I want to say it. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe some of us here have needed maybe a golden advice to the case that I'm being married for 15, 20, 30, 50 years, and I didn't make a bad choice in the beginning. I did not marry the righteous husband. My dad took a decision, or I was very young to know this, what you're saying, and now I want to fix my life. Whether a woman or a husband who chose his wife just because she was beautiful, just because she was from a good family, or she was very educated, and did not focus on her deen that much. Now